members, families, employees, students, and staff that are here this evening that'll present and just ask for blessing. Lift up Monty and his family, Father God, continued healing and recovery for his wife and his family, Father God. Just lift him up in prayer. Thank you, Father God, that you continue to just bless this district. Continue to put your shield of protection over us as we complete our business this evening, Father God, and get on our way. Just ask for traveling grace. In the most precious name we pray.
Thank you, Mr. Rivers. Let the record show that all board members are present with the exception of Mr. Warren Miles. Now we will move to public hearings.
Good evening. Madam President, board members, Dr. McCall. This is our annual presentation of the financial rating of Sheldon ISD, also known as Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. TA compiles this rating after each year's financial audit. So this rating is based on our 2023-2024 audited financial, kind of 1 year behind. This rating system has mainly two goals. One is to verify the quality of the finance data, and the second one is to measure how we perform financially comparing to some preset standards. So we have a total of 21 indicators. And the first indicator is the audit report. I'd like to classify them into 6 different major categories. The major one is the audit report. And TA is looking for any modified or unmodified report and the comments from the auditors and the data, quality, things like that. Also, they will be looking at the PIMS report, how our PIMS data comparing to our audited data, are they in agreement or not? Also, they will be looking at the data quality and the internal control for the financial operations. They'll be looking at the fund balance. Do we have enough fund balance for daily operations? About 3 months operating is the minimum requirement. Also, they'll be looking at the debt and debt ratio and also the payments. Debt ratio means our total debt compared to our total tax base. And on the payment side, they'll be looking at, are we making all our payments on time? And also they'll be looking at administrative cost ratio. And they have a preset standard for each district based on the size. So they'll be looking at the administrative cost ratio for Sheldon ISD. So after the audit and the rating system by TA, we have a total score of 98 points out of 100. I'm very glad to inform you that we achieved perfect score on 20 of the tests out of 21. And we lost 2 points on one of the tests, and I will get to that in just a minute. The law also requires that we have to provide a few other documents along with this presentation. So one of them is a reimbursement to the superintendent and the board. The second one is the superintendent contract, and also selected pages of the 2024 audit report. So I have a packet in front of you. So if you can open the packet, it looks like this. Report to the 4th page. And on the 4th page, item number 4. what is the correlation between the future debt requirement and the district assessed property value. The maximum we can score is 10, but we score only 8 because our debt ratio is a little higher than what is normal for other districts. So that's why we lost 2 points, but we are okay. As we improve our property values, we will be, we should be able to score for the 10 points. That's everything I have for you this evening. Any questions? And any taxpayer in the audience who would like to get a copy of the packet, it is available here. If you would like to pick it up.
Thank you, Mr. Joel.
Thank you.
I do want to publicly thank this team. We have a large operating budget, and so for us to get 98 out of 100 points is a major celebration, especially right now when school districts are having to make some tough decisions financially. And so just feel to thank you for your support and leadership in the area of finance. It certainly shows. And so we're a superior district in the state of Texas. So thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, will you please stand for the presentation of cards?
Color guard, pose. Color guard, pose. Pose. Increase hand, arms.
Raise your hands, legend. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now let's do the flag. Honor the Texas flag, and pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Order, arms. Pose. Color guard, pose.
Thank you. You may be seated. Can I move on to celebration of alcohol?
Madam President, Board of Trustees, Amy's going to be coming up to share some of our district celebrations for the October board meetings. Good job.
Yes, we have a lot of exciting recognitions. All right, so we will start off with our Teacher of the Month, Student of the Month, and Paraprofessional of the Month. We have 3 campuses tonight. So starting with King High School, Teacher of the Month is Kayla Thomas. All right, let's come to the front. The campus says it is with great pleasure to recognize and celebrate Ms. Kayla Thomas for her exceptional contributions to King High School in the Sheldon community. Her dedication, professionalism, and commitment to excellence have made a lasting impact on students and colleagues alike. As co-creator of the POISE, which is Positioning Ourselves in Successful Environments program, she works to strengthen the school's culture of collaboration and empowerment. In addition, she's the head of the Sunshine Committee and serves as the campus site-based decision-making Committee. She also achieved the highest and most impressive performance of all contents on the U.S. History District Assessment. A student of the month is Araceli Orozco. At just 17, she has already distinguished herself as a student of intellect, integrity, and ambition. Named Student of the Month for her leadership and commitment to her school community, she embodies excellence that inspires both peers and educators. Driven by fairness and a passion for advocacy, she aspires to become an attorney and pursue this goal with focus and maturity. And the Paraprofessional of the Month is Jeremy Hargrove. Jeremy demonstrates outstanding initiative and professionalism in all aspects of his role. He excels in supporting students within the life skills classroom, fostering an inclusive and engaging learning environment through patience, creativity, and strong interpersonal skills. Known for his exceptional problem-solving abilities and reliable attendance, he approaches each task with dedication and enthusiasm. Beyond the classroom, he brings his energy and school spirit to the community as a valued member of the Press Box Board. We'll move on to Case Academy, Teacher of the Month, Cindy Blackman. Student of the Month, Jada Nolan. Jada demonstrates perseverance, respect, and a strong commitment to growth. She not only excels academically, but also proudly represents her school as a member of the band's flag team, showing dedication both in and out of the classroom. Her effort, leadership, and determination truly reflect the spirit of excellence that we value at Case. All right, moving on to King ninth grade campus. So our Teacher of the Month, Kenderlyn Johnson. Ms. Johnson is a dedicated educator, often going above and beyond to make sure her students have what they need to be successful. She's one of the chairs of the campus PBIS and Sunshine committees and regularly can be seen walking the aisles during lunch, interacting with students. She's highly respected among staff, with one of her nominees writing that she is not only a teacher to the students, but every day they learn something new about life. The student of the month is Riley Smith. Riley is described by her coaches as wise beyond her years. From her demeanor and personality, it is difficult to realize that she is a freshman by the way she portrays herself. She's accountable, reliable, and dedicated. Her coaches say they have never seen her have a bad day. She is a member of the volleyball team and has intentions to play basketball and throw her track as well. And the Paraprofessional of the Month, Compassion Anderson. All right. Okay, we are going to move on to our CARE Award winners. So just a little background on that. With the help of our community partner, Chick-fil-A, Sheldon ISD administration surprised 4 employees for their outstanding customer service about 2 weeks ago. The CARE Award stands for Caught Acting and Responding with Excellence, and it celebrates employees who've been nominated by parents, their peers, or the community for exemplary customer service. So we have 4 that were presented this award from Chick-fil-A. So we have Jonathan Weiss from King High School. We have Cynthia Galliano, Administrative Assistant to Communications. Shannon Jackson, Elementary Science Coordinator. Brittany Quintanero, Sheldon Lake Elementary.
All right.
Principal, department leaders. You want a picture?
Yes,
You might come on back up.
Yeah.
All administrators from the high school, quickly, please, quickly. That's the FPV station.
Okay, next we are recognizing, we have a new program that our Education Foundation has brought to the district. So the Rising Star Teacher Mini Grant Program supports new teachers. So it provides monetary support to help first-year teachers, very first year in the classroom, create engaging and inspiring learning environments. So this is a new initiative brought to the Sheldon ISD from the Education Foundation. And we are partnering with HEB, which we have representatives here. So we thank them for their generous donation in support of our educators. So we are going to bring up 3 this evening. So we have Wanda Green from Sheldon Elementary. Nicholas
Green had us all crying.
Nicholas Davio Luna, and he's from Sheldon Lake Elementary. I believe he could not be with us this evening. And we also have Anastasia Jack from King Middle School. So they were surprised with grants to help stock their classrooms with much needed supplies. And if we have any Education Foundation board members,
Come on up.
if you guys want to hop in. Mr. George? Mr. Harris.
Mr. George is coming.
Okay, so let's.
Want me to move back here too?
All right, right, bottom.
Oh, man, they can probably get it.
Okay, and we have 2 new partners in education that we're recognizing. So we're going to start first with HEB because they're standing here. So today we have Buddy and Jules from this evening representing HEB. So we are thrilled to make them an official partner in education for Sheldon. They're already partnering with us, as you can tell, in so many ways with our Education Foundation. They also have supported us through our fall festival, and they work with our after-school programs as well. Thank you. All right, next we have another new partner with Raising Cane's Wallaceville. So we have Mitchell Johnson here. So they are very excited to sign on as official partners to support our Student and Staff of the Month recognitions for our board meeting. So we're very excited about that. And they also brought some treats for the board members. So you guys have some little goodie bags. And there's also some tea, you said? Some tea and lemonade?
Tea and lemonade.
Very nice. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're just going to go through a couple more celebrations that we've had this month. So October 2nd was School Custodian Appreciation Day. Wonderful day celebrating all of our school custodians. If any are in here, please stand. I don't know if you can be in here, but we're very thankful and appreciative of our school custodians. And then on October 8th, it was Texas Human Resources Day. So I believe we have some of our human resource department here. If you guys want to go. Very appreciative appreciative of the work you guys do as well. And then it has been Principals Month throughout the month of October. So let's have our principals. Very thankful for their work as well. So a couple of quick announcements. So this weekend, we have our annual Sheldon Shuffle 5K, and we have our Fall Festival. So the Shuffle, we are almost at 300 registrations, which is a record. So you can still register if you like. We will definitely take walk-ups as well, but we're very excited about it. We're hoping the weather cooperates. There is a chance of rain, and so it will be a rain or shine event, so we could potentially have a delayed start for that, but most of the festival will be happening indoors, so everybody can enjoy all of those festivities inside. That happens from 9 to noon at King High School. And then we have some birthdays. We had Erica Martinez, October 6th, and Miles, October 18th.
Now we gotta say happy birthday.
Don't give me that.
Ladies,
Oh, what are we saying?
yes, please stand.
Yes, ma'am. Give it a bite. Oh, I gotta say before y'all. I want to stand up with them though. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Erica and Deborah. Happy birthday to you.
My birthday come around, hopefully.
That's awesome. We know. We understand. And we want to run sure that our special board member arrives at 7:30. I can't make it my birthday. All right, thank you, everybody. We move on to item number 7. Ms. Haynes, do we have any comments from the public?
No, ma'am.
All righty. So we move on to consent agenda. If anyone would like to take anything out for the consent agenda, please do so. But can we get a motion on consent agenda?
I'm further recommend items A and B under item A to approve copy dash become part of the notes.
Motion by Mr. Rivas,
Second.
second by Ms. Martinez. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Moving on to new business. Item A.
Madam President, it is recommended that the board approve the itemized fund balance assignments for the year ending in June 30th, 2025, with a copy to be attached to become part of the minutes.
Motion by Ms. Martinez. Second by Ms. Kristen Williams-White. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Item B.
Madam President, it's recommended to consider acceptance of work for completion of phase 2 scope of work at the Ag Complex renovation project. So it is recommended that the Board of Trustees, by receipt of the certificate for final completion and the consent of surety from facility sources, accept completion of the phase 2 scope of work at the Ag Complex renovation project as complete with a copy to be attached or become a part of the minutes.
Motion by Ms. Kristen Williams-White. Second. Second by Ms. Randall. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Item C.
Madam President, it is recommended that the Board of Trustees, by receipt of the certificate of final completion and the consent of surety from cross fencing, except for the district-wide replacement of exiting exterior perimeter fencing packages 2 and 3 as complete, with a copy to be attached and become a part of the minutes.
Motion by Ms. Kristen Williams-White. Second by Ms. Randall? Any comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Item D.
Madam President, recommend Board of Trustees approve the 2025-26 district and campus improvement plan with copy attached in 25 minutes.
Motion by Mr. Rivas,
Second.
second by Ms. Martinez. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Item E.
Madam President, it is recommended that the Sheldon ISD Board of Trustees approve the agreement for service with Elio Alanis Real Estate with a copy to be attached and become a part of the minutes.
Motion by Ms. Kristen Williams-White.
Second.
Second by Ms. Randall. Any comments or questions?
The RFQ for this went out, and how many did we have respond?
Yes, the request for qualifications was posted both online in the Houston Business Journal. It was posted for, had to be posted for a minimum of 14 days, with 10 days between the first posting and the second posting. We had one respondent for this, and that was Elio Alanis Real Estate. So this was the only respondent that we had. This is for the sale of the 10 acres off of Mount Houston, Lake Houston Parkway and Greensbrook, okay? And so it is just for that one piece of property. That's the only thing that the district has delineated as excess property.
Any more questions, comments? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Item F.
Madam President, it is recommended that the board adopt the Sheldon ISD Foundation 5K Shuffle Run plan for October 25th, 2025 as a school event with a copy to be attached and become a part of the minutes.
Motion by Ms. Kristen Williams-White.
I have a question.
Second.
No, it wasn't a second. Second by Mr. Provost Davis. Any comments or questions?
Yeah, I just have a question. What would be the difference from the foundation, being moved from the foundation to a school event?
Well, the advantage is that, once it is moved to a school event, we have the insurance coverage from the school property insurance. And any damage or any other accident, things like that. So that is advantage. There is no cost to it, but we always do it like that because of the coverage that we would like to have.
So is this something that we would have to approve every year that we do the shuffle, or is this?
Yes, ma'am, I bring it to the board every year.
Okay, thank you.
Any more comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Reed?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Item G.
So I recommend Board of Trustees appoint the attached list of individuals to serve on the Sheldon ISD Student Health Advisory Committee for the 25-26 school year, with copies attached to the unplugged minutes.
Motion by Mr. Rivas,
Second.
second by Ms. Martinez. Any comments or questions?
Yeah, it would be that we have a board representative on here. So we have you listed as a board member, a board representative. I'll also be in attendance to those meetings. So I hope to learn what that role entails to get volunteer for that role. Thank you.
Any more comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Item H.
Madam President, it is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the attached district wellness plan with a copy to be attached to and become part of the.
Motion by Ms. Randall. Second. Second by Ms. Kristen Williams-White. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, we move on to board information. If you have any questions or comments, you may stop me at any time. Item A, tax collection report, September 25th, 2017. September 2025. Investment report, September 2025. Shell and ISD expenditure and revenue report on general operating funds, child nutrition, debt services, September 2025. Quarterly major expense report, monthly bond
I
update.
have a question about your quarterly major expense report.
Okay.
Do we have any, conflict of interest exposure for any of the vendors listed on there? You know,
Yes, we have a folder keeping with all the conflict of interest. So, we have that in the purchasing department. Is that what you're asking?
yeah, I was, honestly, do you know exactly how many?
Not too many though, you know.
Is it more this academic year than last academic year? Or we still around 10 or anything? Okay. The only other comment I had about the quarterly major expense report is I was waiting to see the individual transaction to see how some of the added up to the amount they are. So I have questions about the individual transaction I'll reach out. I'll also add that if in the future we talk about this, perhaps we can also get the individual transaction along with the quarterly major expense report. Because I'm going to request it anyway, so I mean, if any other board members want to check see it on the board meeting.
We talk about each.
The vendor payment, not the payroll, but just the vendor payment. So
That's day-to-day operation, that's not our responsibility. The budget's been approved, so as we approve the budget each year, that money's allocated for specific projects or tasks. And as we just got to see with the first rating, which we're at 98 out of 100, that makes up the job that the finance department is doing in those aspects. Having the quarterly report of what we're spending in each quarter. That's oversight, which we're responsible for. But once we start digging into why are we paying this, where we pay this, that's more of a day-to-day operation type activity. That's not our responsibility. On top of that, that takes now Abraham's department now having to, whether that's computer, I don't know computer stuff, how you can extract that or how quickly that will be done. But that's taking away also time from Saul and those individuals that are working on other things rather than us looking at it day to day, who we're cutting checks to or who we're paying. So if there's a specific question you have about a vendor, architect or something, just say, hey, we made a check for, or, we're paying, we can inquire about that to find something if we think there's something amiss. But just to check and monitor the expenditures, that's part of the budget that's already been done. So even if you were to say, I don't want to pay this vendor or this vendor, that money's already been allocated by a board to.
yeah, actually,
Okay.
I think that it would be.
No, I get you. No, I'm not saying it's wrong. Yeah, I want you to oversee and make sure that we're all done, because not everybody knows I'm about the dollars. But, getting with it, there's something specific, more intel, and absolutely. Archie, Miss Archie, or Dr. Call to say, hey, I have concern about this or that, and then definitely.
I don't know that right now, because I've been kind of
Yeah.
getting over it. Yeah, so that's why it's helpful to see it.
Yeah.
And then maybe over the time, I'll have that question. But as of right now, that's why I was wondering.
Yeah. Find that balance in there of how to get you that information. I get you a better understanding of what that is, and then not understanding where we're watching or monitoring the day-to-day operations type. And I know that's the balance. And that, I'll tell you honestly, that's going to come with experience. And as we go through because a lot of the stuff, not a lot of stuff, most of the stuff we do is year after year contract. In October will be a contract next October, and next October, and so on. And there are a few things besides construction or those special events things that we will address, at that particular time, that most of all of us will have those questions about, hey, how much does that cost us, or what is it, where's that money coming from? If we're going to buy something big or major, then we're talking, hey, do we have the money for that? Where's that coming from? Is that bond, is that MMO or INS, whatever it may be? So that we have to discuss. And then I'm all.
So, in other words, itemize, like just vendors who we have a contract with from, usually, say, that's not in the scope of what we look at. If it's within that, when we pass to like 250,000, you have to come back to the board and ask.
No, so the vendors, we approve the vendors.
Right.
So that's always going to be, and that's going to be a certain time of the year where vendors get approved, like for sheet music, for banner, instrument repairs, and those are always going to be on the agenda for us to vote on and to approve or not approve. If we see somebody that, hey, whatever it may be. So that vendor list is always there. We can have access to that. But what I'm saying is as you see a vendor, there's a vendor, I don't know what the band stuff is just in my head because we do a lot of sheet music, instrument repair, and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. And before it used to be where it would be one or two, let's say vendors for music. And then some years ago, I don't know. The question for, well, why do we only have one or two? Why do we have multiple? That way we can choose from. And they did it. Now we have multiple vendors for music, sheet music, multiple vendors for instrument repair, and so on. And so, but we're not, for us, for the board members, we're not looking at, okay, that vendor that's selling us that sheet music, I want to see how much did we pay them last week and how much are we paying them this week? That's getting more into. We're now.
But that would be a question out of that. It would just be looking at the transaction, knowing how we got up to, for example, 43,900. You never know what we went to the activity, so to, and that they oversight. Now it may be more detailed than something you want to get into, so it is.
But as that oversight continues, if it causes the individuals that have to pull that information to make that report, when you say, well, we spent too much on treatment, like $43,000, I want to cut that out. Well, what's the purpose of it to have that individual pull all that data if it's just a point of saying, I don't want to do that? You see what I'm saying?
I don't know who made that
Well, you did.
suggestion before. You said we don't want to do it anymore.
You did.
Previous meetings, if we're looking at.
That's why I bring that up specifically, is that, those transactions, wanting to see how much we spent on this meal, this student, or these students, and so on. That's, again, and as we gather information from Dr. McCall and say, I want all this data, it's distributed to 7 board members so that we can determine, is there something going on? But I think prior to having that work being done, and that extensive work being done, there should be something Bible there that's going to say, this is something to look at. So, for instance, when we do the budget for next year, back when we started talking about it during the summer, and at that point, say, okay, what did we spend last year on Chick-fil-A? $500,000. Okay, how can we change it? What do we do to change it? What are we feeding them? Or what are we doing to things? Or whether it's construction, whether it's band, whether it's, we were talking earlier about copier paper. It's I brought that up to those when you don't get back in. So anyway, those are the times that we'll talk about those because, again, like now, as the budget has been approved and those dollars have been allocated to spend for a specific vendor or whatever it may be, I mean, that's already been done.
Right, but when I look at the quarterly measure thing, I'm questioning about how we got that.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm not suggesting that we stop anything. I just have questions about how it got to be a major system.
Okay.
And so to know that, we can transactions that. I know we have a budget.
Yeah, and I think that's where you should start is get a budget and look at what's allocated for those things. And say, because if there's something you see that we spent a lot on this, well, the budget say, okay, we allocated this much money for it, and we're halfway there, or a quarter there because we're only a quarter of the school year. Right. So that's easy to do. The budget is there. You pull the budget, look at, and you do your research on everything. So, pull that budget, look at what line items that's going to fall under, and then all the functions and everything else, payroll, the stipends and everything else. That's all there. That's all Oh, that is absolutely oversight, something that you're absolutely more welcome to encourage you, because that's how you find that information, rather than looking at a detailed expenditure of something that checked over 2 weeks ago or next week, and that we're going to spend on that, because that money has been allocated for that project or that topic. So I think you should start with the budget, look at that, look at the different functions and everything, put the budget in contracts and so on, and stipends. That's going to give you a lot of data. And then deciphering whether it's a specific line that you want to know about or inquire about why it's that much. Then we backtrack from there instead of looking at the big picture of $107 million of what we're spending this school year. That. I'm happy to help you work on that.
It's just, I mean, just make a suggestion, really. So, like I said, in future conversations, we can talk about whether or not we've already kind of had a conversation on it, we can talk about whether or not we want to do the vendor thing specifically. But I find those helpful. It is public record. It's just helpful to know about this potential. But it's like you said, you have budgets that are already made. Yes. The transactions are coming out of the budget. But we don't know if the transactions are already, about the major expenses. So it's helpful to have that oversight over. And I would disagree with the notion that it interferes with daily operation. Nobody's asking for it without a week. Nobody's asking for it without a month. So if it takes time, it takes time. But it's just something that I've suggested as part of the information because it's already there. And so I got to, and so it's not, coming out of nowhere. But I did already have a request in there, and as we go forward, I'll probably continue to have a request, simply because it's oversight. It's just oversight.
So you want a monthly request?
No, it's always been quarterly. So whenever I request them, I just request the quarterly for the same date. So if it's January through April, it's quarterly. So it's not monthly at all. It's the same thing. So it's basically just telling you what the expenses were for that quarter. It's just in a different format. You can see each individual.
Right, I understand what you're asking for. I'm just asking how often you want it, because you said you're not asking for it right away, and that they can take a month or whatever. But if they take a month, then you get that report and you go look over it. By the time you're done looking over it, are you going to want the next report already? Like once we move over?
I can't control how long it takes to get to me, but I do know that as we get quarterly major expense reports, that'll be around the same time I ask for it anyways. So I'm just asking if included as a board information. Because it's already being developed, quarterly major expense report. The other one is just a report that has all the individual transactions.
Well, it's been my practice that when those types of reports or requests for information come in, all of you receive it anyway. And so if it is requested by Mr. Provost Evans, then you all will receive it anyway, because based on what operating procedures for that type of information, if one person requested, then it goes to the entire board in that format. So I will foresee that up to you all as a collective to have a discussion about, and President, I'll receive my direction from you on moving forward to that.
What will be, since the quarterly major expense report is already being made, is there a specific time of the month at the end of that quarter that it's made, that way I can just submit the request and it will be at the same time?
Mr. Jordan, are you prepared to answer that question?
Yes, sir. As soon as the month is over, we should be able to pull off the reports.
Because I usually just wait until the quarter is over and then I'll request it. It never during the quarter.
Yeah, as soon as the month is over, we should be able to pull it.
Okay.
Any more questions on bond, monthly bond, quarterly major expense report? Okay, we move on to monthly bond updates. Enrollment. Dr. McCall, do we need to go into closed session? All right, we'll move on to item 14, personnel. Item A.
Madam President, it is recommended that the contract recommendations for the 2025-2026 school year be approved as submitted with a copy attached to and become a part of the minutes.
Motion by Ms. Kristen Williams-White.
Second.
Second by Mr. Rivas. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Item 15, this other necessary business. We have continuing education credit reports, and I will read the continuing education report. Candace Randall, 4 hours. Darius Provost Evans, 32 hours. Deborah Miles, 7.5 hours. Erica Martinez, 13.5 hours. Fred Rivas, 5 hours. Kristen Williams White, 16.25 hours. Latricia Archie Bailey, 13 hours.
Great job, Ms. Evans. Great job. I'm serious. Okay.
All right, we're going to item B, board workshop is November the 4th at 6:30 p.m. Item C, Gulf Coast Area Association of School Board meeting, November the 5th at 6:30 p.m. at Region 4. If you have not yet, let Sandy know if you will be available, please do so. Let her know that you're going to attend Region 4. Item D, nomination for taxi board of direction for Region 4, position A, due no later than November the 12th, 2025. Board meeting, November 18th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Thanksgiving break, November 24th through the 28th, 2025. Item 16, any board suggestions, recommendations for future organizational information? If none, we will adjourn at 7:49 p.m.
Birthday cake. Oh, birthday cake. So go back, y'all, let me have